to another episode of my podcast. My name is Cheryl, and I am running this channel. It's Cappuccino Crafts, where I talk about knitting and sometimes crochet, and also books I'm reading or listening to on audiobook, or TV and movies, and other general life and chatty things that I want to share with you. So thank you so much for watching this video and choosing to spend a little bit of your time with me. I hope you enjoy it. And it is the end of 2019. We are deep into the holiday season. It is the night before, or the evening before, Christmas Eve. It's Monday, December 23rd. And I think the errands are over. All the grocery shopping, recipe planning, and everything. A few gifts came from Amazon. Everything arrived. Yeah, that's just all I know. I know Amazon, but it's all I could manage time-wise for the very little bit of Christmas shopping that we do. And the bonus is that since I do all the Christmas shopping for Mom and Dad and I get to choose my own Christmas gift. So I did order a little something for myself, and I will show it to you later after Christmas has happened, because I have been disciplined and I have not opened it. Yay. Anyway, so I hope you are doing well, and I hope your holiday preparations and everything are going smoothly and that you're not too frazzled. Yeah, so let's take a deep breath and breathe and get ready for some holiday fun. So, craft-wise, I finished this hat. This is a hat for my friend. This is the color that she is her favorite color. I found a pattern of the Elegant Embroidery frost hat or snow hat. Anyway, Elegant Embroidery hat. I did have to change the numbers and modify because I don't know what I was thinking, but the yarn that I had was not the same weight as the yarn in the pattern. I thought they were closer, but they're not, and the gauge was just really off. So I had made notes about my numbers and my alterations on my project page on Ravelry, and I do make a Ravelry project page for every single project that I do. And so if you see something on the podcast and you really want to dive into some details, or maybe see if I made any notes, it's there on the project page. It depends on the project. I don't always need to make notes, but sometimes I do put notes, especially if I'm making modifications. This was a free pattern and I really like it. I like the stitch pattern. In this dark color, you can't see it that well, but if you look up the pattern on Ravelry, there's beautiful photos of projects, and you can see it really well. Then this one, I'm using two colors and doing a little bit of striping, so I am not doing a stitch pattern. I am just basically using the same cast on numbers from that hat, or pretty close, because this hat I needed it to be a little smaller. But I'm just improvising a hat and putting some stripes in. These are the two colors. This is called Oklahoma City Green, which I think is a really lovely green. And this is called Durham Wood. This colorway is called Norfolk Merlot, which I think is this is a very Merlot wine, or just wine in general, red wine color, and it's beautiful. These are all Lion brand Hometown USA, which is an acrylic yarn that I really love because it comes in gorgeous colors. It's really soft. It feels really soft and smooth, and I think it looks great in projects. So I love this for acrylic yarn. There's also a smaller gauge, more of an Aran or worsted gauge version of this same acrylic Lion brand Homestead. Lion brand Homestead. So yeah, and gorgeous colors in that Homestead Homestead line. Anyway, yeah, so gonna try and finish this by the time I go to the evening Christmas Eve service, so that I can give both hats to my friend, one for her and one for her good friend. Yeah, I told the whole story about why they need these hats in my last video, and I just don't have a lot of time this evening. We haven't had dinner yet, and I just don't feel like telling that story again. So you can see the previous video if you want to hear about that story. And I'm still making progress on my cardigan. The pattern is My Favorite Color Cardigan, and it is a free pattern on Knitty. And very close to starting the ribbing to finish the body. And then I will start weaving in ends again before I do the sleeves. I think that is a really good, I think that is a good policy for me, to weave in the ends before I do the sleeves. It makes coming to the end of the project so much nicer. And here I am, about 2/3 of the way through the sleeve on my Boxy. This is the first sleeve, which is the left sleeve. Yeah, so about 2/3 of the way through this sleeve, then I will pick up the other sleeve. And so, yeah, I should have both of these finished, or extremely close to finished, by New Year's Day. That's my goal. That is the crafting. Let's see, I did make some notes to help me today too, so I'm going to take a look. Oh, I was going to tell you about the neck. Yeah. The neck on my Boxy, I might need to redo. I might need to take out the bind off and go back a row and redo a stretchy bind off. I was just so afraid that this would get really wide because before I um, did any stitches around the neck, it was really wide when I tried it on. And I also wanted the neck to stay sturdy, not get stretched out of shape. So at the time I did the bind off, I debated for a few minutes whether to do stretchy bind off or a standard bind off, which is pretty firm. And yeah, it really does not want to stretch the standard bind off. So I chose to do the standard, and I cannot put the sweater on and wear my glasses because that neck opening is small. If I take my glasses off, I can put it on. I have to tug a bit. It's not pain. I can barely get it on. So yeah, I may redo that, but I might decide that it's goes on. It might get better with a few wears or after I wash it. So I'm going to wait and see how it goes. If it gets if it relaxes any at all after I wash it and wear it a few times. But I might go back to change that. So that is all the crafting. And Christmas, even Christmas Day, I'm planning to make a beef stew tomorrow. It's not exactly the recipe, but it's based on a recipe that we used to do for many years every Christmas Eve. And we'd put it in the crock pot because Christmas Eve, because our family goes to church on Christmas Eve. And so with the final Christmas errands and also going to church in the afternoon or evening, depending on the time of the service that year, it can get a little bit woo. So having a crock pot stew it was just in the crock pot, it was ready when we needed to eat, and it was not like, oh, it's time to cook dinner. Yeah. And it was a recipe. We really loved the flavor of it. Everybody liked it, and it was just a really good kind of Christmas Eve, really warm and just no fuss and just ready whenever we needed it. So I'm going to do a version of it, and I am going to use the crock pot. Gonna do that tomorrow. I've got all the ingredients, and I'm also going to make cranberry sauce tomorrow because I like to make the cranberry sauce. Plus, making cranberry sauce takes like 15 minutes total. It's so easy, and just very basic ingredients. So yeah, why not? And it makes just enough to last me through all the leftovers, because I'm the only one in the family that likes cranberry sauce. I still take the time to make it, even though it's only for me. Nobody else eats it, but I love it so much. So I still have to have it, and it's still worth 15 minutes to make it. Yeah. And I tried a cocktail idea. I made It's kind of like a hot spiced cider with rum. I um, warmed up some apple cider and added a little bit of orange juice to it too, and got it hot, and then steeped some spiced tea in about 7 or 8 ounces of juice, cider and orange juice. And then after it's steeped, then I added some rum to make it into a cocktail. And I grated a little bit of nutmeg on the top to add a little more spice, because there wasn't nutmeg in the tea. But I wanted just a little nutmeg to look pretty and be a little spicy. I enjoyed it. I think I put too much orange juice. So when I make it on Christmas, that I'm going to just a little splash of orange juice. Yeah. And I may add a little bit of agave syrup, because the cider that I got is not very sweet. I don't think they're, and I expected overall, because I thought the rum is kind of sweet too. I thought it was going to be a little bit sweeter. It tasted good, but I thought, well, if you wanted it sweet though, you would have to sweeten it. But and that's something a person can do in their own. Like, some people may want it sweetened, some people may not. So people can add a little agave, a little brown sugar, a little whatever, honey, a little, whatever kind of sweetener they want, if they want it. Yeah, so that is our cocktail. And I think on the day after Christmas, or maybe the day after, sometime shortly after Christmas, and in those days between Christmas and New Year, I want to make another casserole that my family loves, and we have for years had it at holiday time. It just just with all the other yeah, just, it's not going to happen on Christmas Day. But I'm like, but if I make it the next day after everything else is already cooked and we're eating leftovers, I won't mind cooking one more little thing. A breakfast sausage and mushroom and egg casserole, and cheese. Yeah, it's got all the things we love. We love sausage, we love cheese, we love eggs, we love mushrooms. Yeah, so I'm gonna make that sometime a day or two after Christmas. So we'll still have some of all of our favorite holiday things, just maybe not all concentrated on the same day. Yeah, that's the plan. I did say last week that we are a little food focused for holiday time. We love our holiday food, and we enjoy food in general. So when I am excited about cooking, I love finding recipes and doing traditional favorite recipes and things like that. We do enjoy our favorite foods, and I wonder, what are your favorite holiday foods? What are the foods that celebrate with your family, and that say holiday celebration, festive? What are your favorites? And yeah, I'd love to hear about that in the comments below the video. That'd be really fun to chat about. And let's see. And I think the only thing we haven't talked about yet is books and TV and movies and things. I finished Illuminae. I was like, had just a couple of hours left. I think 4 actually left, and for like a couple of weeks. And I was like, why am I not finishing this? There's not that much left. I can do it in, you know, 2 or 3 sessions. It should go fine. And I did finish it. And that book is a roller coaster. I got to the end and I was like, oh, because that book is a roller coaster. It was very tense. The last third of the book is like boom, 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 like so. It was like battle and destruction and space zombies and more space zombies and trying to beat the clock, trying to find a plan to survive and accomplish it in time. Yeah. I recommend the book. I gave it 4 stars. Yeah. Towards the end, some things were starting to stretch credulity for me just a little bit, but not terribly. Just tiny little nitpicky things I started thinking about. And I'm like, boy, that's a real nitpick. I'm like, I'm still enjoying it. But yeah. And then some surprises happened, and then I was like, was that a great surprise or I don't know, surprise? Anyway, but I really enjoyed it. It was a great roller coaster ride. In general, the writing is really good. I think they do dialogue well, and there's a lot of dialogue in the messages between the a lot of it is conversations in messaging. And then yeah, good. It's a solid book, and I will read the next one. There are 3 in this series, and the next one is Gemina. I almost thought about, should I start that tomorrow? But I'm like, whoa, take a breather. So I don't know, soon, maybe January, February. We'll see what I want to start reading in January. But soon I will continue the series. And yeah, I think that's everything. And I hope you are enjoying the festive season. I hope you and your family are well. I hope that you have finished or will finish before the due date your holiday gifts, if you're knitting holiday gifts. I don't do hardly any holiday gift knitting, but I know a lot of people do, and it's a wonderful thing to do. So if that's you, I hope that you get all your gift list finished, and take care, get some sleep. Don't stay up all night finishing gifts. You need your sleep too. Anyway, take care.